Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am doing this cloudy, mystical fantasy look. I was really just playing around. My birthday was a couple of months ago. I don't know if I mentioned I got the Jawbreaker palette for my birthday from my best friend, and so I was really just playing around with the colours in there. I've been really vibing with the pinks and purples, and so yeah, that's the look I'm sort of creating today. Stick around if you want to see it recreated on this side of my face. If not, here's a good look. I hope you've enjoyed it. But if you do want to stick around and see how I did it, please do. I would love you to stay. And today we've got a very fancy upgraded bedsheet as our background. So I hope you enjoy the expensive quality that I provided today. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm starting with the pink shade of the palette up here, which is called Bubblegum, and I'm just going to put that all over the eye with a big fluffy brush. I think this is the MAC 224. I don't love it because it's a little bit scratchy when applying a lot of product to the eye, but it gets the job done. If you want a fluffy brush, I reckon there's softer ones out there, but it's what I got, so that's what we're using. So it is just about putting it. I started off in the crease, but we're going to put it eventually all over the eye. And just really bringing it out, because we're going to be putting it up on our forehead anyway, so it doesn't matter if you get it everywhere. It's going on the forehead. So next we're going to go in with a slightly smaller brush. You can see I've used it already for my other side of my face, and we're going to go in with the FUCK shade, and we're just going to go around and buff that around the edges just to give it a more ethereal look. It's good for blending as well, but also I just think it looks more like sunsetty, and that's what we're going for. And so on the other side, I feel like I could have put a little bit more depth in. So what I'm going to do on this side, just to give my eye a little bit more shape, is to add in Cherry Wet just a bit into the crease. I'm not actually going to use this fluffy brush. I'm going to use something. I'm going to use this NYX Professional Makeup brush in, it says 16. I don't know if that's the name of the brush or if that just happens to be a serial number or something. But it's just this like little, to say dry fibre, but it's really soft. I'd recommend the NYX brushes. I really like them. If you're looking for some good cheap brushes, NYX brushes is where it's at. And then I think I'm just going to take my fluffy brush with a bit of the original Bubblegum pink and just buff that out a bit more. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but good. And that's all we're striving for. Go for good. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing poorly. Okay! Now it's time to take some yellow into the corner of our eyes. I'm using, again, this is just a Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette show, but we're taking the Wow colour in the Jawbreaker palette, and I'm just adding that into the inner corner of my eye, and just where I want it to be quite ethereal and sort of magical and sunsetty, I'm just sort of putting it in there. I'm not worrying too much about being tidy and clean. Bringing it all the way underneath the eye. Next, just to give it a little bit more shimmer, I'm going to take this Snack shade and just place it in the sort of inner portion, but bringing it up center. What are words? What is life? So from the inner corner, and we're just going to bring it up and out. Just a bit more dimension and glitter, because what look doesn't work with glitter? And we're going to place it on the brow bone. We're placing it on the brow bone too. Ooh. That's pretty. Now, before I start like this portion of my face, I'm gonna add some clouds into the eye area first, just sort of get what I want. I don't know if I'm going to match it completely to this side, but I think it's not going to be too dissimilar because where I've got hooded eyes, it doesn't sit. I was originally putting it sort of in here, but it doesn't sit too well, so just bring it up slightly if you've got a hooded eye is the best place to put it. So what I'm using for that, I'm actually using an old lip pencil because it's smaller detailing. And where is it? The NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and I've actually just sort of bent some off onto the back of my hand, and I'm using the back of my hand as like a little palette, and then we're gonna paint some on. Sort of just buffing them down so they aren't so harsh on the edge, but we're going to be covering that with a bit of purple in a minute. So next I'm just taking the shade Gumdrop in the Jawbreaker palette, surprise, and that is that sort of lilac-y shade we see here, and I'm just taking a MAC 2119, I'm not really sure, it's a little pencil brush. I've had it so long that the MAC numbering is wearing off. It's actually my first MAC purchase ever. If you're interested, we're sharing today. And just tapping off the excess, and we're just placing it sort of at the bottom of the white clouds and blending it into the base of that cloud, but sort of bringing it up slowly. Just take off some of the focal purple. We don't want that purple to be like sitting there too strong. And just keep patting it in to create that blend. Patting it in and up. And if all goes wrong, just pat with your finger a little bit. Then we're going to add a little white eyeliner and do my eyebrows just to finish this portion of the eye. Okay, so I've added some white eyeliner. That I just used another NYX liner, and I've just filled in my eyebrows. I've tried to fill them in a bit softer. I normally go for a big structured brow, but with the clouds look, I didn't want something so heavily structured. So now we're just going to move... Drop my brush, well, through my brush. Now we're just going to move into filling in this section. It's going to be very similar to how we did this section, so I'm just going to speed through it and have you guys watch. I decided to add a lot to my cheeks and nose as well, which right now kind of looks like there is a falcon on my face, but hopefully after I'm finished it will look good. So I'm not doing any more clouds. I decided to add a couple more stars. We're gonna start adding stars. So yeah, going ahead and just taking the same stars I used before from the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. So now I'm just gonna add some little white dots. I was like, freckles, stars, freckles, star, freckles, star, freckles. Lastly, to finish it off, we've got to do lips. Now, my gut is saying I shouldn't do pink lips because I already have a very pink face, but I guess this is one heck of a look you probably won't be wearing out. So I reckon we probably can go pink lips. So I have two shades here. One, the Shape Up lip liner in Cheerleader. I actually believe this is from Primark, which looks this shade. And then we also have a really old one. I think it was called Indian Rose and it is from Rimmel. I'm not sure if they still do it. I might start by lining the outside of my lips with the Indian Rose and then fill in with the Primark one. Then we're going to fill in the middle with the light pink. Then I just want to go over it with some gloss. In my whole makeup collection, I could only find one gloss. I'm not usually a gloss girl. So the only gloss I could find was this. I know it's Loreal here, Loreal 610 Nude Ballet. I know this isn't going to be the right shade. So I even tried to buy Vaseline just to make it a bit glossier. So what I'm going to do is put it on the back of my hand, really sheer it out, because this is like quite a... There's my cloud mess. It's quite a pigmented gloss, and I'm just gonna like tap it on just to try and get some of that. I have to say this does smell incredible though. I don't even know what smell that is, but it's incredible. But yeah, tap it out in the back of my hand, try and get rid of some of that colour. Actually, I kind of like what it's doing to the colour of my lips. I actually really like what that did to the colour of my lips. It just like toned down the intenseness of the pink. Who would have thought it worked out? Win! And there we have it, the final look. I've added some mascara and some little star gems, which are very like Euphoria. If you've not watched that show, get on it. It's amazing. And that is pretty much everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.